Acts, where we find Paul going to Corinth. After these things, Paul departed from Athens and came to Corinth, and found a certain Jew named Aquila, born in Pontus, lately come from Italy, with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome, and came unto them, and because he was of the same craft, he abode with them and wrought, for by their occupation they were tent makers, as Acts chapter 18, verse 1 through 3. Paul had met Aquila and Priscilla. Their home was in Rome, but there had been a wave of anti Semitism. Claudius, the emperor, had uh, persecuted them, and this couple had left Rome. They went to Corinth. We find later that they went with Paul to Ephesus and became real witnesses for Christ. Then, when Paul wrote the epistle to the Romans, they had returned to Rome, and Paul sent greetings to them. We do have this very personal word in Acts concerning this couple. What about the others? Well, Paul didn't know them. That means he had also met them somewhere and had led them to Christ. Paul was the founder of the church at Rome by long distance, by leading folks to Christ who later gravitated to Rome. Paul knew Rome, although he had not been inside her city limits at the time of the writing of the Roman epistle. Rome was like a great ship passing in the night, casting up waves that broke on distant shores. Her influence was like a radio broadcast, penetrating every corner and crevice of the empire. Paul had visited Rome's colonies such as Philippi and Thessalonica, and there he had seen Roman customs, laws, languages, styles, and cultures on exhibit. He had walked on Roman roads, had met Roman soldiers on the highway and in the market, and he had slept in Roman jails. Paul had appeared before Roman magistrates, and he had enjoyed the benefits of Roman citizenship. You see, Paul knew all about Rome, although he was yet to visit there. From the vantage point of the world's capital, he was to preach the global gospel to a lost world that God loved so much that he gave his son to die, that whosoever believeth on him might not perish but have eternal life. Rome was like a great magnet. It drew men and women from the ends uh, of the then known world to its center. As Paul and the other apostles crisscrossed in the heartland of this colossal empire, they brought multitudes to the foot of the cross. Churches were established in most of the great cities of the empire. In the course of time, many Christians were drawn to the center of the great juggernaut. The saying that all roads lead to Rome was more than just a bromide. As Christians congregate in this great metropolis, a visible church came into existence. Probably no individual man established a church in Rome. There you go. Converts of Paul and the other apostles from the fringe of the empire went to Rome, and a local church was established by them. Certainly, Peter did not establish the church or have anything to do with it, as his sermon on Pentecost and following sermons were directed to Israelites only. Not until the conversion of Cornelius was Peter convinced that Gentiles were included in the body of believers.